I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Final Reflection with Marakiyo. I remain your humble host, Marakiyo Dada. The topic for our discussion this week is titled Feminism. And feminism happens to be a very controversial topic. Because a lot of people have different ideas, different opinions, and different trains of thought about feminism. But I did a bit of research about feminism, and I would like to talk about it on this episode. So I'd like to start with the definition of feminism. What's feminism? Feminism is the theory of political, economic, and social equality of the sexes. So feminism believes that anyone from the female or the male sex should have equal opportunities and equal rights. So feminism in simple terms is equality amongst the genders that does not abide by the patriarchal construct. Now it's very important to point out that we need to separate sex and gender. So sex is biological while gender is a social construct. Now about 2 weeks ago, Chimamanda Adichie interviewed former presidential candidate Hillary Clinton, and she seemed to have an issue with Hillary's Twitter bio starting with the word wife. So I want you to watch this video and we'll take it from there.
So in your Twitter account, the first word that describes you is wife. And then I think it's mom, and then it's grandmother. And when I saw that, I have to confess that I felt just a little bit upset. And then I went and I looked at your husband's Twitter account, and the first word was not husband. And I wanted to ask, first of all, if this was your choice, if this was something that you wanted to do, or something that maybe somebody thought would be a good idea for the campaign. And if it's your choice, whether you think it's fair for me to have been a bit annoyed by it.
Well, when you put it like that, I'm going to change it.
So, she got a lot of backlash from Nigerians on Twitter. And, of course, there were a lot of people that actually supported that point of view. But in order to be able to discuss and understand what feminism is about, it's better we look at the types of feminisms that we have available. So the first type of feminism is liberal feminism. Liberal feminism is a form of feminism that argues that the equality for women can be achieved through legal means and social reforms. Radical feminism was the cutting edge of feminist theory from approximately 1967 to 1975. This term refers to the feminist movement that sprung out of the civil rights and peace movement. The reason this group gets the radical label is that they view the oppression of women as the most fundamental form of oppression, one that cuts across boundaries of race, culture, and economic class. Radical feminism is a movement that believes sexism is so deeply rooted in the society that the only cure is to eliminate the concept of gender completely. Here are some of the quotes by well-known feminists that have been collected from various articles on the internet that will clearly show this fact. We can't destroy the inequities between men and women until we destroy marriage. Being a housewife is an illegitimate profession. The choice to serve and to be protected and plan towards being a family maker is a choice that shouldn't be. The art of radical feminism is to change that. We must work to destroy marriage. The end of the institution of marriage is a necessary condition for the liberation of women. Therefore, it is important for us to encourage women to leave their husbands and not to live individually with men. All of history must be rewritten in terms of oppression of women. These are well-known feminists that are reaching millions of people online with their books and with their articles. So basically, they believe that the nuclear family, needs to be destroyed in order to be able to liberate women. So let's move to the next type of feminism, which is the socialist feminism. Socialist feminism is quite similar to Marxism. It recognizes that women are oppressed and attributes the oppression to the capitalist system. It insists that the only way to end the oppression of women is to overthrow the capitalist system. Socialist feminists, they tend to reject the radical feminism's main claim that patriarchy is the only and primary source of oppression of women. Rather, socialist feminists assert that women are unable to be free due to their financial dependence on males in their society. Feminism can also be classified in terms of waves. So we have the first wave feminism, second wave, third and fourth wave feminism. Now the first wave feminism focused on getting women the right to vote and giving them the legal rights as persons. And other issues centered around suffrage and property rights. The second wave feminism focused on making women socially equal and giving them control over their bodies in terms of reproduction, probably abortion and all that. The third wave feminism focused on giving women the rights to their own choices, whether anyone agrees with them or not. And the fourth wave feminism, it's more about inclusion, being body positive, and it's mainly digitally driven. So feminism has done a lot for women. Feminism helped in fighting for the right for women to vote, the right to be identified as a legal person under the law. It also helped them to fight for the right to be socially equal with men and also to be able to claim rights over their body. So having said this, you will still find out that there are some women who actually do not support feminism. During the course of my research, I found out that there is a page on Tumblr, and you can also find that page on Facebook. It's called Women Against Feminism. Now, it got me thinking, what grudges do these women actually have against feminism if feminism actually fought for the right of women? But when I went to their page and actually did a bit of reading, I found out that most of the women on these pages are usually under the age of 25, and they are kicking against what modern feminism stands for. So they believe that modern feminism does not represent the actual definition of what feminism stands for, which is equality of the sexes. Now, a lot of these women tend to they created their community because they are tired of being bullied, being insulted, being told that they are ignorant, stupid, or uneducated, or being diagnosed with what some people call internalized misogyny. Now, if you look at the composition of women on these pages, you will find out that a lot of them describe themselves as anti-feminist. Some describe themselves as MRA, which is men's rights activists. Some of them describe themselves as egalitarians, while others just don't want any label attached to them. Now, these women believe that men and women should have equal human rights and equality under the eyes of the law. But they believe that modern day feminism does not actually pursue this aspect. So their fight against feminism is that feminism only focuses on women's problems. These women believe that feminism only advocates for women's rights and not equality. In areas where women are actually thriving better than men, feminists strive to silently or actively oppose such reforms. Areas like family law, education, and mental health. So what these women are asking for is that they want gender-neutral policies and laws that will favor both men and women. So you might actually believe that these women are actually not making any sense. But I want you to watch this video and listen to the statistics of women actively leaving feminism behind.
On the first half of your question, women don't agree with you. Fewer than 1 in 5 women in America describes themselves as a feminist, even though over 85% of them believe in inequality between the sexes. Why? Because they know that feminism has become something different now. That is, women are abandoning it in their millions. Women don't want feminism anymore. They have rejected your version completely. They don't agree with you. In the UK, the numbers are even worse. Just 7% of women in the UK describe themselves as feminist, despite the fact that 92% of women in the UK believe in equality of the sexes. It's very clear what's happening. They don't believe that those two things mean the same, because if they did, they'd give the pollsters the same answer to both those questions.